Ha 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 ha. Game over. Press any button to continue.
Welcome to Any Button Podcast.
The gaming podcast brought to you by the co-founders of the Double Dash Jump.
Of the double
Double
dash.
Dash.
See, I lost confidence in myself. I was like, I'm going to leave it to Ben, but we both failed. We can't do this.
No, I did that deliberately.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Me too. This is all the bit.
Oh, of course.
This is a bit.
Of course.
It's scripted.
Trying a bed in the morning.
Nice.
I've got a head on my feet. But okay.
I don't know if it makes it better or worse to clear that it's a dog head. But if you've seen our previous episode, if you like dogs, go back to our previous episodes of Any Button. I have dog. There's dogs here. There's dogs in the studio. Alive ones. Yes, they're alive. They're just sleeping right now. Unless you say the keyword bees.
Of course. I'm Ben. This should be Matt. This is episode 12, and I don't think it's going to be the Destiny heavy podcast that I was kind of thinking it was going to be, and I think you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I think this. Oh, it's Destiny 2, but more.
But more. All right, now for fan favorite segment.
The fans love it. They go crazy.
This week we've been playing Brought to You by You. Brought to you by you. I screwed that up.
Am I cutting this out, or are we... Brought to you by you, the listener, the audio hearing...
Visual looking.
Visual look. The looker, the listener, you.
Don't believe us? Here's a testimony from one of our listeners. Putting in quotes now. Like, I used to listen to 3 separate gaming news channels, and with yours, that's all I need.
I want to make a bad joke about your mother, but this was a real person who actually said this.
I kind of wanted
nice.
to do the American infomercial, and have us just infomercial, and us just fail at just whatever we're doing.
I'm not even sure what you're talking.
You know the game where it's infomercial and suddenly you can't pour a bowl of cereal?
Oh yes, isn't that on Tumblr?
I think
it's Get Down, Mr. President.
Kind of, but it's just everyone just suddenly can't. You go to hammer a nail into the wall and suddenly you hammer your eyeball out.
That sounds like a fun game. Sounds like a great game.
All right. So join millions of our other listeners and Notification Squad by clicking that subscribe button down below and the bell notification for desktop notifications each and every time we post.
Every time, which is once a week.
Which is
generally, maybe more sometime.
Anyway, I haven't been playing much this week. I've been rewatching the Persona 3 movies because there's more than one Persona 3 movie. They're instead of doing an anime, they're doing a series of movies, which is kind of fun.
So there's more to there's more to Persona. There's not just games. There's movies
and anime.
Oh my god, so much stuff. But have you been playing anything? Any games?
I've done a little bit of competitive Overwatch with Sheepus and Miss Jessica. Trying to grind up my end of season rank before the end of season.
Yep.
And trying to get those sweet competitive points for my first golden weapon.
Ooh, golden weapon. You're finally rising up in the world. That's cute.
Yeah, I'm going to get Zenyatta's golden weapons.
Zenyatta. Are they gold orbs?
They're gold orbs, but his Christmas skin, he has nuts.
And they're gold nuts?
And then there'll be golden nuts.
Oh, wow. Well, I've delved into a guilty pleasure called Birthday's the Beginning, which is made by the people who made Harvest Moon. But it's kind of like sport... Kind of. No, it's basically you go through the history of the world and you make
all of the world?
Well, so you make all of the species on the world, not all of them, just the main ones.
So dogs and cats?
Yeah, so you make dogs and cats. Eventually, you start off with dinosaurs. But see, I made a pterodon, but I didn't make the Archeops or whatever it's called. I'm pretty sure I just named a Pokemon that's based on the real life fossilized creature, which is the predecessor. No, it's the predecessor to birds. And so now I don't have any birds. I've got humans, but I don't have birds. We live in a flightless world. They'll never figure out planes. They'll never look up at the sky and go like, oh, wow, I could be up there. No.
That seems like an oversight.
Yeah, I don't know how I did it. I just kind of, as soon as I made a monkey, I just threw a meteorite at the Earth and got rid of dinosaurs too soon. My bad.
Too soon.
Anyway, let's go into the actual news.
Actual news, okay. So we're just over 3 weeks away from E3, depending on which conference you watch first.
Hang on. 3 weeks away. That's bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But still, like all the news stops because they're waiting for E3 so that they can bust it all out at once.
It's just a gradual drip feed of leaks and rumors from people guessing what the companies will and won't be doing, but I haven't seen any significant changes from that list that we covered a couple of weeks ago.
There's nothing that's been kind of popped into the spotlight. Everything's just kind of waiting for the show.
Yeah, I'll give a quick shout out. Bandai Namco uploaded a Tekken 7, I think, story campaign trailer. I didn't watch it because Tekken 7 doesn't particularly interest me, but there is stuff happening. It's just
I think it's going to be funny because when I was growing up, Tekken and Street Fighter, they used to be like competitors. And now Street Fighter kind of shot themselves in the foot with 5. Like, it's a wonderful game, but just the way that they're doing things. And Primal Instinct as well. Is that what it's called? Killer Instinct.
Yes.
Killer Instinct, not Primal. What the hell?
That's also a thing as well.
I'm sure it is, but anyway, Killer Instinct.
You created the world. Did you not create Primal Instinct?
I just started them without instinct. I posted a picture on Facebook.
That's the way Pokemon Go should be.
There's a mouse sitting right next to a crocodile. They don't care. I left them without instincts. They're happy. Anyway.
It's just Valor and Mystic.
Yeah, I get it. That was a good joke for those Pokemon Go fans. I want to rip this off right now. Out of shame. So.
Not just a Hulk.
No, just out of shame. Just take it off. No. The world can see my flabby body. No, I'm not gonna. But so now Tekken 7 could actually be the one standing.
I mean, Injustice 2 is already out. So.
And Injustice 2 has gotten a lot of good press. I haven't played it myself, but Mono has lost his mind over it. He messaged me one day out of the blue, and he's just like, Injustice 2! And I'm like, I don't play!
And he's just like, I'm already watching all the story clips on YouTube. I'm not going to play the game or bring my PS4 over to Canada. I'm just going to watch all the campaign.
Still confused. The PS4. Jono, it's not region locked. Why didn't you bring it? Why? Anyway,
first story we're going to cover today is the speculation that PC streaming is coming to Switch.
Yeah, with a new app, Rainway.
Yeah, there's a couple of things on box. Firstly is that it's not just Nintendo doing it.
Well, no,
it's a third party.
So it's a third party app, and they're going for a few things. Like they've got iPhone, tablets. And the Switch, because the Switch is kind of like a tablet, I guess.
I assume the Vita's somewhere in there.
No. You can already stream, if you have a Vita, you can already stream all the games you play onto it, because
But not from your PC, only from your PS4.
Yeah, but if you have anyway, I was making the joke that there's a correlation between Vita users and PC users. Now I've had to explain the joke. It's not funny anymore. I'm going to let you talk.
So what it essentially does is allow a streaming protocol to screen share through your browser rather than remote play, which is what PlayStation and Sony has, which they also stream to PC. They don't go there backwards, whereas this way it goes from PC to...
Yeah. So those are play your PS4 on your PC. This is play your PC on your Switch.
Yeah, this is just taking your PS4 and streaming it to your screen, which is kind of what the Steam Link does.
Steam, yeah.
The Steam Link box allows you stream your PC games to TV elsewhere in your house.
which is good. But if you want to stream it on your tablet or your Switch, we got Rainway now. And this has actually kind of been running around for, I think, like 3 weeks, about a month.
About a month.
And I think it started with just a Reddit post. That's how they announced it.
So this isn't Switch exclusive, like we're saying, and it's not what a lot of Switch users are saying, which is, oh my god, this is for Switch exclusive. This is making the Switch so much more desirable. There's so much more reason to get a Switch now. It's the same functionality is coming to every phone, every tablet, both PS4 and Xbox alike. So it has been making circles this week for a couple of tweets, but it has been reported on by WWG.com, which is a subsidiary of comicbook.com, which I think Mono is actually featured in when Kevin Smith was directing a Supergirl.
Of course, yeah.
So they actually reported on this last month. I know we missed it, which is kind of sad, but we can't be in all four corners of the internet.
We will try.
Once every day.
We will try.
We do try. We try. But this week has been making the rounds because the Rainway developers tweeted out. First tweet is, we received an update from Nintendo today, and we hope to have some good news for you soon. And as of a couple of days ago, they tweeted out, we will be announcing a new beta date and giving updates on our Switch client soon. Thanks for your patience and support. So I'm surprised that they're making any sort of headway with Nintendo.
Yeah, I am actually surprised as well, because Nintendo has been very steadfast with keeping it in, kind of thing.
Everything to ROMs is stealing. And
yeah. And then their attitudes with YouTubers, even us.
Yeah.
But my question is, right, how, you don't know how the controls work, do you?
There is nothing I have seen about how controls work.
There's nothing on the website either. Did you go to the website? It's just a blurry video of a game in the background.
Yeah.
And then Switch coming soon. That's all it says.
Yep. So, like I said, I'm surprised that they're making any sort of legitimate headway with Nintendo. Normally, if you want to do something cool, like make your Wii region free, you have to go through a crack or a mod.
Yeah.
Which voids your warranty, and then if anything happens, you are no longer covered by Nintendo. Yeah. Also, what else I've found surprising is there has been no cease and desist from Nintendo with the 4K unofficial PC port of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I have no idea how they haven't cracked down on that yet.
Neither do I.
That would be so easy, just stop. And then, because the guy made money.
Yeah.
And that's the killer thing, is with, copyrighted material, is a lot of companies will turn a blind eye if it's for free. But this guy was making money.
And especially since Nintendo is so strict with fan-made games, to the point where some fan-made games weren't even allowed to be shown at the Game Awards last year because they're using copyrighted material. Yeah. So I can only guess that Nintendo's sort of learning, maybe, not really, and that there will be some sort of restrictions on what Rainway can and can't stream. Because as it stands, I could foresee the Rainway app being maybe free.
Yeah, so they have said...
free on Nintendo Store. Maybe they might charge some sort of money, but...
I don't know if it's free on... I don't know if it'll be free on the Nintendo Store, but I know that they've said that it's going to be free for, iOS and the like, so I'd imagine that it's free for the Nintendo Store.
So, without restrictions being put in place by Nintendo, I can foresee the Rainway app being downloaded for free.
Get Breath of the Wild for free.
Breath of the Wild for free. Suddenly all you've paid for is the Switch. And your high-end PC, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
But
my query is, right, my other query, because I already had one, because the Switch displays in 910 or something?
It's 1080 docked, I believe, and 720 undocked,
right,
depending on the game.
Yeah, depending on the game. But So if you had 4K Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and then you bring it through Rainway, did it downsized to 1080. So
that still doesn't negate the problem that they are playing that game
for free.
Yeah. I mean, PCs, you can run emulators. I could run an emulator of like Visual Boy and play Pokemon Crystal.
Or you could get
Or
GameCube or
Nintendo 64, play Pokemon Snap.
which they really need to make a Pokemon Snap 2 of.
Which they only just brought to the Virtual Console a couple of
Yeah.
months before Switch was
even released. Yeah.
Or hey, GameCube emulator, you can play Pokemon Coliseum. Like,
I mean, the thing is that we don't know how the controls are going to work. And if they had... This is... Okay, so I'm quoting Gabe Newell from Steam Valve, who says the way to, like, combat piracy is by making, your service just better than the pirates. So Nintendo could easily release these for a reasonable price, and I would still see. I would probably choose to buy Luigi's Mansion Virtual Console on the Switch, than have to go through whatever rigorous setup that there is.
Of course, if you don't have a good PC, then there's no point.
Well, then there's no point either. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a lot of strange news.
It's a bit weird.
It's strange that this has been reported on for over a month. Nothing come out from Nintendo. The developers are saying that they are in talks with Nintendo.
But Nintendo hasn't said it.
And Nintendo hasn't said anything officially. So I can only foresee that there's some sort of checks and balances which say you can't run these certain emulators on your PC.
Yeah.
But in other than Nintendo news...
More Nintendo?
Well, kind of, not really. It's kind of...
Nintendo, no.
It's kind of censoring, but it's not censoring because it's not... I don't consider it crude.
All right, lay it on me. What is the crude? What is it? What has been censored?
Well, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yep.
The Inkling girl has an allegedly obscene gesture, depending on where you are in the world. The gesture is when you pass someone or if you attack someone successfully, she looks behind, she puts her fist up in the air and she grabs her arm,
right.
looking behind. And this is apparently offensive or obscene in some parts of the world.
Yeah, it's basically giving the finger. That's familiar to me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's up yours, go F yourself in some countries, and obviously you can identify that. I didn't get that. I think it's weird for me because it's very reminiscent of the 1980s propaganda poster Rosie the Riveter, also known as the We Can Do It.
We Can Do It. Yeah. And she has struck that pose as well.
Yeah.
But she doesn't look like she's telling... Maybe she's just telling men to go...
Yeah, for me, that's kind of strange. It's not really huge news, but, I mean... It's there. And it's been making the rounds, and I guess it doesn't really affect anyone.
No,
you just get a patch for Mario Kart.
It's a bit strange because it's not like a great... there must have been a large vocal audience from, I'm going to say elsewhere, because I haven't heard anything about this.
Yeah.
But for Nintendo to respond, like, the only other thing I can think that is remotely like this is, like, in Overwatch with Tracer, how they got rid of one of her animations because...
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you can just move the camera and look at her ass anyway, but...
Or you can just play Torb. Just from behind her.
But yeah, so there must have been some vocal community to backlash and say, well, that's not on.
I don't even know if it was a backlash. It was kind of like, oh, I guess you guys see that as, I can see that, and all right, we'll fix that.
Yeah. Maybe, I'm just thinking maybe Nintendo afterwards was just like, wait, what is that? Who animated this?
So I guess it's now time for the Destiny segment.
The Destiny talk is not much. Not as much as I was expecting.
Neither. So Bungie had their worldwide gameplay reveal stream a couple of days ago out of California. I think the main interest of the stream was the gameplay, which obviously is the gameplay reveal. That part covered the first campaign mission called Homecoming.
Yep.
In which, spoilers if you haven't watched anything Destiny 2 related in about the last year, the tower and city get attacked.
Yep.
They fall. So we get to see that. We get to see Zavala and Ikora and Cade 6
All doing their thing.
in doing their thing within the game, not just cutscene.
And they made Zavala a bit of a badass with all
Oh,
this. Like, they had this whole cinematic trailer about Zavala, like, purely about Zavala.
From the moment he
Reawoke, because
he's already woken.
Yeah, and then when the tower's being attacked, he pops down his bubble shield.
Yep.
Beautiful. But Cade and Ikora are getting very similar treatment as well.
Yep. There's a little bit of confusion with Ikora's blink, not blink ability, just after Cade 6 pops his golden gun. People aren't sure what that entails entirely, but we'll find out more about that when that comes. So we get to see all the, I'm calling it reworked subclasses because they aren't just ground up brand new subclasses.
No, like you've got the Striker.
Yep. Striker is more of a revamp than a rework. I'm calling these reworked because parts of it are brand new, but some of them come with old abilities.
Yep.
So we saw the Solar Cup subclass for the Warlock called Dawnblade. We saw the Void subclass for Titan called Sentinel, and the Arcstrider, which is Arc.
Yep.
For Hunter, and then we also saw the revamped Striker Titan.
Which is, I think this is interesting because if you did keep in the loop with Destiny stuff and like, there was, a while ago, there was released some concept art of someone with a shield, someone with a pole, and someone with a sword.
Yeah.
And yep, that's it. There we go. We've got them.
We haven't seen much for the other subclasses for all of them.
Yeah, so it's just these 4 at the moment.
It's just these 4, which I think were playable at the event, and to what we saw within it. I mean, we did see the Golden Gun and Void Walker and the Defender Titan from the Vanguard.
Yeah, but
we didn't see anything gameplay as the players played through it. I'm kind of hesitant to go into more details about the stream because there's a bit of stuff, but I mean, if you're a Destiny fan, you watch other YouTubers such as Datto, My Name is Bive, Professor Broman, who primarily does Twitch stuff, but he uploads it all to YouTube as well.
If you have come here for a Destiny talk, go to Datto, because I went to Datto.
Yeah.
That's my source, is Datto.
I mean, I was going to talk about the parts I found interesting.
Yep.
I don't know if you agree or if you found something else interesting, but...
That's good, go ahead.
Yeah, so they did announce a new raid, but they didn't show any of it.
No.
Didn't talk about it.
It's probably because it's about the Red Legion, and that's the storyline.
And
so
probably
it's
spoilers.
It's probably the Taken King, the raid for the Taken King is the end of the story.
Yeah. Some kind of... I would have liked to see maybe something about that, saying like, oh, look, it's not go here, shoot stuff, kill this. Maybe more mechanics like we saw in the Wrath of Machine raid.
Yep.
I would have liked to see. They also talked about the PC port being somewhat covered by Battle.net, which is also something I found interesting, that they explicitly called it Battle.net rather than the Blizzard launcher, which I think they've since renamed after dropping Battle.net.
Yeah, it's like app or something.
Yeah, they've been specifically calling it Battle.net, which I found interesting for its own reason. So I don't know. They didn't really say how much Blizzard are taking the PC port away.
I think it's just clear that Activision's
Activision's in
pulling
there.
Strings.
So that's what I would like to know more about. Like, is Blizzard taking the entire PC port, or Bungie still doing the PC port, and then Blizzard's just putting it into their...
Just as like the host kind of thing?
Yep.
How much work are they putting in?
Yeah. They also didn't touch a lot on post-game content. They talked about strikes, the raid, public events being revamped, And they also talked about the new Lost Sectors,
Yep.
which got described specifically with the term dungeon.
Yeah, and didn't they say also treasure maps?
Treasure maps, and that there is side quests that you can go get from NPCs, which I think is interesting. But the fact that they used the term dungeon
is very specific.
And that creates a whole vision in my head, especially because I'm a big RPG player. I don't know, what did you find interesting?
What I found interesting, I don't know, I was a bit let down because the only new class to me is the Titan one, because the sword of whatever just looked like the Hammer of Soul to me, and Arc Strider was literally just the blade of the Arc Blade.
I think there's some balances and some abilities. The other thing that I did find interesting is the third ability. So you've got your grenade, your melee, and then you've got
there is a new ability that did look interesting. That looked really interesting.
So I think that's specifically to buff warlocks, I guess, as an overall, to make warlocks more viable, especially for when you're doing things like raids. Depending on what class you use, kind of, if you've got a Titan bubble, you can use that for extra damage, and if you've got
I like it because it seems to me like they're mini supers almost. But
mini support.
The Titans one, I can't remember what the Hunters one was, but the Titans one was you pop down that little wall in front of you, which is just like it's.
Well, you've got two ones. You've got a heightened wall to cover, and then you've got a lower one which
so that
you can
shoot over.
Shoot over.
But I'm just thinking, like, should I use my bubble? No. Just a little bit of it. Just a wall. That's what I'm thinking. And then Warlock has that area of effect, either healing or heightened damage.
Which I guess is, like I said, to buff Warlocks, make them more viable for PvE content. I mean, I don't know how many times you've done a raid or how much you've gone into raid mechanics, but you're sitting there like, oh, you're a Warlock. Okay, you play whatever you want.
I'm going to be really... I've played one raid.
Yeah.
Only one. Whereas... I like Destiny. I've only played one raid.
Yeah, and they said that over 50% of players never touched a raid or any of their other trials.
Yeah. And honestly, it's their new system, the guided gaming.
Yep, guided games.
That made me want to pick it up, but I don't know. I think I'm just a little bit apprehensive because it looks more of the same, and what they already had was really good.
Yeah.
But I honestly expected them to be better than what they already were. Like they were gonna somehow be even better, which is unrealistic on my behalf because the gunplay is already the best gunplay I think that there is.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm disappointed that they didn't cover more post-game content, like how they're going to structure DLC. We already know that they've got 2 main DLCs planned. We don't know what they're going to do or how they're going to do post-content releases, patches, if they're going to do more just drops or if it's just going to be more of the same trials, more of the same Iron Banner.
You know what I want to see them do with DLCs? All right, and I know that they're not going to at all, but I want DLCs to be, I want there to be more optional DLCs, because with the current system, if you don't have, what do you call it? Rise of Iron? Yeah. That's it. I'm very forgetful of names. Then it's like, what are you even doing here? Trying to play games with my friends who just have Taken King. Yeah. It's like, don't even try. Whereas I think it would be interesting for the gameplay aspects if there were kind of minor DLCs that you still have to pay for, and you do, and then you're doing a raid with someone, and then they've got this really sick gun, and you're like, what is that? And they're like, oh yeah, I got this from this DLC, and then they'll be like, oh, that's really good.
Kind of like a Rocket League take approach.
Yeah, but Rocket League is purely aesthetic.
Yeah. They've also got different coliseums and stuff.
And although I know people would get angry at that, I think it's reasonable to have, better weapons in a DLC because it's not like you've given them the weapon; they have to work for it.
It's like paying to go do an extra side quest or something.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my takeaway from the live stream. In general, I'm glad they addressed some of the issues I was worrying about with the PC. Obviously, I thought Bungie would try and keep it more. I thought Bungie probably would have kept it more in house, but because they have Blizzard as an option through Activision, it's good that they've obviously got someone who does PC ports.
Yeah, I think they honestly probably like Activision said, "Look, we need this on PC," and Bungie went, "No, we don't do PC ports." And then Activision's just, "What if I got someone to PC port it for you?" And
well, that's the other thing. I was watching an article and they said Activision's audience isn't PC. Call of Duty actually has the worst numbers on some of the bad side of numbers for PC, like Call of Duty and that sort of stuff. That's not, and Activision apparently have all their Call of Duty fans are on console. So that was interesting to me. I'm also glad the gunplay looks the same, maybe a little bit tighter with changing, and you get a bit more options with the way that they're changing the types of weapons you get. But I don't really know how that will feel until I actually get my hands on the beta.
Yep. I think for me, what I was expecting was a bit of magical, like Call of Duty, like how all the recent Call of Duties and Titanfall, how they've got like wall running and stuff. I think I was expecting that, especially like imagining a subclass where they just make a wall where they're running. They don't even need it. That was the kind of thing I was kind of hoping for, was a more dynamic and more vertical.
Well, they seem to be doing that with now when you aim down sights, you can continue to hover, and then as soon as you drop, whereas currently you can only do that if you have a particular helmet, and I think that's only for Titan as well.
No, there are a few. I remember there is definitely a perk on something else, because I've got that helmet, but there's also something else. I have it two ways. I don't know how. Maybe I will just open Destiny and we'll see what I've got. I don't know.
Alright, and I mean, the other thing I will say is that this is like alpha footage. This isn't even the beta that we're going to get our hands on, so I wouldn't take anything that you see as gospel. It's probably liable to change and probably liable to things dropping out or adding things in.
I think what's really going to change is the sound, because I was listening to it and I'm like, there's no explosion. There's music and there's dialogue, but there's like no like Foley sounds at all. And I'm just like, oh, okay, this is alpha, of course. What am I thinking?
Yeah. As always, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If we missed a piece of news that you would have liked us to cover, leave it in the comments below. We'll check it out.
We'll
cover it next week. Remember, Facebook is where we post all our updates and new episodes first. Like last week, we had a bit of technical difficulty, so we posted that and let you all know through Facebook.
That's it, really?
Yeah. This goes up pretty much each and every Sunday night, unless we have technical difficulties, and we still got it up Sunday night. If you'd like to see more of our personal lives, check us out on Twitter. I'm at BMW3ing. You're at ShouldBeMatt. If you're not just a social media person, well, like I said, check out the subscribe button and the bell notification below, and you get desktop notifications so you won't miss a thing.
It's literally, you have a little number. You'll be on YouTube, and why does that say YouTube 1? Because you got a notification. Because the best video of the best boys has been uploaded. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's good.
This episode's still not sponsored by Asahi.
This is actually why I'm covering the label. I texted them at the start. I was like, yo, you going to sponsor this? They said no.
Oh, I thought you were just going to say you just hadn't got something back.
Just Gunguli for the best of times. That's an Archer reference for those who watch Archer. You get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they do.
That the dog yoga?
No, it's called licking his no longer there boys. Anyway, his golden nuts.